Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first episode tuning in with me. My name is Melissa and I am here to help guide you through the world of wine. So if you're someone new to the wine world who wants to learn a little bit more about wine, you are in the right spot, my friend. Finger pointing is super cool. All right, so this is my fourth episode so far, and in case you haven't watched them yet, I've talked about Champagne, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Riesling so far. So make sure to check those episodes out as well to really help yourself become more immersed in the wine world. Today, we are going to go over the often overlooked Pinot Noir. So, first things first, sit back, relax, grab a glass of your favorite wine, and join me on this journey. So, just like Riesling and Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir is a grape varietal. I'm really embarrassed to admit this, but way back in the day, I didn't think Pinot Noir was as highly regarded as something like a Cabernet. Again, a while ago, I don't think I knew anyone who chose it as their red of choice when they went out to dinner or something like that. However, I will tell you absolutely that things have completely shifted for me since then, because Pinot Noir is not only amazing, it also has kind of an interesting history too. But before we dive into the history, there are a few fun facts provided with help from my favorite book. You guys know what it is if you've watched other episodes. It's called Wine Folly. So to start, Pinot Noir is over 1,000 years older than Cabernet Sauvignon. Pinot Noir ranks with some of the oldest grapes in the world altogether. Grapes that have been around since the Roman times also include Muscat Blanc, the Moscato grape, and Timoroso, a rare white grape with only 50 acres around Piedmont, Italy. So Pinot Noir likely originated in Burgundy, France. Another fun fact, mark your calendar, August 18th is Pinot Noir Day. Super cool. Blanc de Noir Champagne uses Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier as its base grape as well. On to the next fun fact, Pinot Noir is one of the few red grapes that's commonly made into red, rosé, white, and sparkling wine. Also, DNA analysis has revealed that Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, and Pinot Blanc are simply mutations of the same grape. All right, the next one, Pinot Noir enjoys the same climate as Chardonnay, so you'll often find these two grapes planted close by. Another fun bonus fact for you, the same relationship is true between Sauvignon Blanc and Cabernet Sauvignon, which is why regions like Bordeaux and Napa both grow Cabernet Sauvignon and Sauvignon Blanc. All right, so back to the history. There appears to be a little bit of different interpretations of the origin, but I'll start with the information that I have found to be most consistent, which is that Burgundy, France is the original home to Pinot Noir. So I also found a website called uncork.biz that helped me understand the brief history of Pinot Noir a little bit better. So Pinot Noir is one of the oldest vine grapes varieties known, and was named by the noble Pinot family after the pine cone shape of the grape bunches. Pinots have been cultivated in Burgundy since the 1st century AD. Within the Burgundy region, a 30-mile long by 2-mile wide stretch of land known as Côte d'Or, or Slope of Gold, consistently produces some of Europe's finest Pinots. This strip is ideal, chalky, well-drained soil, good sunlight exposure with above average temperatures and gentle slopes. All characteristics you'll also find in Australia's top Pinot Noir growing regions. Wonderful Pinot Noirs come from all over the world. It's grown in many countries and is known by different names in different countries too. Some of the best locations include Argentina, Australia, Austria, Brazil, France, of course, Germany, Greece, Italy, New Zealand, and the US, just to name a few. Pinot can be a rather difficult grape to work with as well. It's hard to get a consistent great Pinot, and the problem starts with the plant. Pinot Noir is genetically unstable. A parent plant can produce a plant with widely different berry size and shape and even flavor. So to give you perspective, Cabernet Sauvignon has 12 genetically individual clones, but Pinot Noir has up to 1,000 possible clones. And then we're gonna move on to the flavor profile a little bit now. So with Pinot Noir, you're probably gonna get one or more of the following flavors: cherry, raspberry, mushroom, clove, and hibiscus. It's considered to be dry with medium body, low tannins, medium to high acidity, and is usually between 11.5 to 13.5% alcohol by volume. And I want to get more specific with you as to the flavor profiles of the particular areas where they flourish. So a French Pinot Noir, you're going to get cherry, hibiscus, rose petal, mushroom, and potting soil. Pinot Noir wines are made in a few places throughout France, but the most famous region by far is Burgundy. So if you see Burgundy on a wine label, it's a Pinot Noir from the Burgundian region of France. And I will tell you, it is delicious. It is one of my absolute favorite wines in the world. Go for the Burgundies, friends. As I mentioned earlier, Burgundy is a very old wine region and was first tended by monks in the Middle Ages. When tasting French Pinot Noir, you may note it's a little bit more earthy and floral, like the rose petals I mentioned earlier. This is part of Burgundy's terroir. The meaning of terroir is how a particular region's climate, soils, and aspect or terrain affect the taste of wine. So next we're going to move on to California Pinot Noirs, where you'll get flavors of cherry, raspberry, allspice, and vanilla. The US is very diverse. That said, some American Pinot Noir wines come from California. While California might otherwise be too warm for this grape, you will find Pinot Noir excels in places that receive cooling breezes and morning fog from the Pacific Ocean. The ocean moderates the temperatures in places like Sonoma, southern Napa Valley, and the Central Coast, including Santa Barbara. California Pinot Noir is typically rich and fruity and lush in style. The ample sun and controlled temperatures make it easy for winemakers to pick at the perfect moment when ripeness is optimal. Besides brooding, rich fruit flavors, many of these wines have subtle allspice undertones from aging in imported French oak barrels. Now, Oregon, aka my favorite location other than Burgundy to drink a Pinot Noir from, you're gonna get, fruity, light, and tasting anywhere from cranberry and pomegranate to dark cherry. Although there is quite a range of intensity to Oregon Pinot Noir, depending on how much you spend, the Oregon Pinot Noirs that start around $20 are not too complex and are perfect on a brisk but sunny day. So that perfect day, drink that Pinot Noir from Oregon. Argentina is a brand new growing region along with the Rio Negro River in Argentina. These wines tend to be priced from $15 to $25 and have a lot of spice and black cherry flavors to them. So it's newer, but give it a go. Germany. Okay, the great Pinot Noirs, aka Spätburgunder from Germany, hail from a region called the Ahr, or Air, which is warmer than other wine regions in Germany and able to ripen Pinot with plum-like flavors, earth, and fruit. German Pinot Noirs start around $13 and are perfect to really drink typically when the sun is bursting through the clouds. Another really interesting thing to mention about Pinot Noir that I don't want to leave out because it's really important, there's a very famous line in the movie Sideways with Paul Giamatti. Sideways earned an Academy Award in 2005 for Best Adapted Screenplay and had a significant effect on the sale of Pinot Noirs. Paul Giamatti's character in the movie was famously quoted with saying after declaring his appreciation for Pinot Noir, "No, if anyone orders Merlot, I'm leaving. I'm not drinking any effing Merlot." The backstory is that his ex-wife liked Merlot in the movie. But here's the interesting part. After the movie, Merlot sales tanked and Pinot Noir sales skyrocketed roughly 170% in California, where the movie takes place. Over a dozen years later, Pinot Noir has become a mainstay of the California wine industry, and winemakers credit the film with bringing deserved attention to the varietal, calling it the Sideways effect. So that's just a really cool fact, and I would definitely recommend watching the movie. And of course, now we're moving on to my favorite part, the food pairing. And lucky for us, and one of my favorite things, of course, about Pinot Noir is that it is a very versatile food pairing wine, given its higher acidity and lower tannin. Pinot Noir pairs particularly well with duck, chicken, even salmon, and mushrooms. Pinot Noir is light enough for salmon, but complex enough to hold hold up to some of that richer meat, including duck. It's a safe bet as well. So when everyone orders a vastly different entree at a restaurant, you can usually win by picking Pinot Noir. It will make everyone happy. So if you're gonna share a bottle of wine with a group of friends, get the Pinot Noir. So if you enjoy anything from mushroom risotto to grilled trout to white pizza, you are going to love the people pleaser of wines, aka Pinot Noir. Lastly, I'll share some of my favorite Pinot Noirs that I highly recommend. Etudes is one of my favorites. So established in 1982, Etudes in Napa really have established a name for themselves with exemplary Pinot Noirs. Etudes Winery and Estate Vineyard are farmed and operated with the goal of sustaining a healthy environment and ecosystem. You can find Etude Pinot Noirs usually priced between $40 to $50, depending on the vintage and where you're purchasing it from. And what's nice is you can easily find this one at Total Wine. So if you have a Total Wine near you, go check out Etudes for a nice little treat. Another Pinot Noir that I really enjoy is from New Zealand. Matua was founded in the 1960s by brothers Bill and Ross Spence. They came from a long line of winemakers and worked on their father's winery from a young age before and after school when they were young. Their Pinot Noir is considered to be bright and smooth with red fruit flavors, that's a tongue twister, and just enough oak. The best part is that this is incredibly affordable for exceptional quality. Depending on where you get it, it's between that $10 to $20 range, no joke. Seriously. You can find this one also at most Total Wines and also at Target, even better. Also, if you're a rosé lover, the Matua Rosé is made from Pinot Noir grapes. And don't worry, in the future I'll do an episode dedicated specifically to rosé. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please subscribe and share this with your friends, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers!